crap. I'll ride it. How about that? How's that? Pretty handy. I think I got started with Clydes because I said I would never own one. And I think that that's a pretty good way that life works out and tells you what's going to happen instead. So this is definitely my tallest horse that I have, but she is definitely the weakest one I own. So. Do gotta appreciate that about YouTube. Seems to have a better forecast of people that enjoy the horses than just me. So I'm very excited about being able to show off the horses a little bit more. It's probably gotten blurry by now or something. I've been having problems with the internet. That is one weird thing. TikTok internet used to last out to here. About that. She went exactly where I didn't want her to. She's kind of a bitch like that. She is not the best horse in the barn. I like an extreme long shot. She's probably my least favorite to have to work. So, not a lot of training going into this. It's just more or less hours of doing the same thing and kind of teaching her that this is what we do. It's nothing crazy. She's definitely reactive in the sense that she will try to cheat you out if she thinks that she's getting an easier path or something. That is definitely the direction she will head. She's a little lazy. Just round and round we go. Throw a hissy fit up here because that's the exit, and she thinks, well, we can leave, but we're not. I basically try to cover enough that we end up covering the entire area ground driving dragged. So like right here, I want her to turn in, cover this. I wanted her to avoid that, but she ran it over. I hate running over the shit piles while we're out here because it mixes it in the sand, which makes it as dusty as it does. So I don't know who this is more boring for. It's definitely harder work for her, but it is definitely boring for me. It's not what I want to be working on with her, but it's not what you get to choose. You got to work on what the animal needs. I have 12 horses total. 10 of them are these registered Clydesdales. This is one that I really wanted to be pregnant since she's pretty useless when it comes to the hitch and stuff. I was really looking forward to her getting pregnant with the stud that she had foal from last year, but had a couple people screw me out of shows or out of a breeding situation, and yeah, that was fun. She's sassy, tossing her tail all around, but I'm aiming for these little spots that haven't been dragged yet, and we're almost complete. Which is good, because she's getting a little hot, as she does. Finish Marianne's up. Good practice for me to drive one-handed. Not that you ever really need that. Round and round we go. Of course, after this, we'll be doing a hose down of the situation. Situation being her. Go, you stupid. See, she's gonna want to start quitting. We're not done. Right here. Coming in. Positive side of doing this way and like dragging is the fact that I lean on the lines just enough that she'll actually get on the contact of the bit. However, she did have to get put up from, she wasn't a leather bit, but she did start kind of pulling a little much on that one, so she had to come up to a Victoria. Kind of my favorite bits, if I'm being honest. I'm very excited. I'm going to be trying what's called a jointed Victoria soon. And yeah, that's going to help a few of them with the hinging factor, since most of them don't need a lot of being told to stop. I have pretty soft hands when it comes to this. But so they're pretty responsive. I don't want a horse that pulls too much. I would like to enjoy some aspect of this. Yeah, she does have big shoes. They're pretty pointless since she won't be doing a lot this year. But that's okay. I'm still excited. If I get her doing this enough over the next 30 days, I think we'll still be pleasantly surprised at how much she builds up size. And hopefully we'll still end up taking her to the shows and stuff. Someone's getting left behind though. We have a 9-horse stalled trailer and we have 10 Clydes. So I think it's going to be the half-white one. I would really like to have her sold. She's out there. But it's taken a while. It's not a very popular color, I guess, for Clydes. Best part, don't have to be dressed appropriately. Not riding, so when you're riding, you can't ride in shorts. It will pinch your legs. It hurts like a bastard. When you're driving, you can wear whatever the hell you want, and it's pretty fun that way. Some of them do like to work. This one does not. She just dropped me off. This one does not. She wasn't put to work when she was younger, so she never really found the joy in it, and I think it's a lot harder when you're physically this large, but you don't have the muscle to do much at this size. It's not that fun. So she don't love it, but we're working on it. Just round and round we go. I do live in Vermont. I don't go around saying the exact areas. You can get it off of my videos alone. There's a lot of options of finding that out if you want to be that creepy. They do have power once they are well trained. I won't lie, this one's pretty fucking weak. So she doesn't have a lot of power. Not a lot of strength behind here. I mean, for God's sake, she's been at this for 20 minutes. I weigh 120 pounds. This tire weighs a lot, but not that much. We weigh less on our ass, and she can't tote it around for 20 minutes. We are here for 15 minutes. It's starting to rain finally, thank God, because as you guys can tell, it's quite dusty out here. So I would love it to rain. God bless, and may God be with all of those areas in the county, country, that is pouring on you and killing all those babies. I feel so bad about that, but as for the rest, I could use the rain, so hopefully God sends it this way. I am riding on a tire. Behind a Clydesdale. A good view of what's going on. How to build abs, you could say. Still abs. 4 minutes there. It's gonna make it for a 20-minute workout. You lazy fucker. It's not very easy to keep her going sometimes, so the rain is not gonna hurt us, that's for sure. Clydesdales, interesting trail horse. Nah, I wouldn't say so. If you have a problem and you have to get off to get back on, it's awful. So you also have to have the trails have to be cut really clear because they're taller, so that makes it miserable. I would stick with a more fun breed, like a quarter horse for trail rides. You can tell she's almost done because she's getting nastier. It's alright to ask what I'm doing. Not everybody understands this. It's not a lifestyle for everyone. It's definitely not raining enough yet. We're almost done. 3 minutes, 2 minutes kind of. She'll be dripping after. See, she's leaking glue. That's what we all joke about it. And just pulling away. She definitely hates me. Mix up what we're doing so that way she doesn't get smart. Alright, here comes the rain. So now we're gonna unload right here. Whoa! Almost sent me skiing. Okay. Let's go get her hosed off. Gotta act all like she's not weak as hell. only one spot. Should I say only one? This is called a sweat scraper, which there's a lot of different styles of them. There's a lot of different, like, this is one I love using. So, this is called sweat scraper, or this, and it is used to remove the excessive water that is sprayed on the horse. So, that, and that piece of bug too. And it just lifts it off. So that way they can have a more enjoyable night. It's equivalent to our towel. Now, I'm trying to get this mare to grow extra feather, or extra hair on the bottom of her feet. It's called feather. And I would like to give a shout out to the man who bought this. Thank you, Corey, for buying me this moisturizer that I'm going to squeeze out the loops of it and rub it into her feather. It's basically a leave-in conditioner that really helps the hair grow, or at least the hair not break. Technically, there's nothing you can do about the hair growing. I mean, you can add biotin and hope for really good genetics, etc., or breed for good genetics, I should say. But at the end of the day, you have to take care of the hair that is there, not just pray that it's going to come. Right? So, we're going to go all around on that. Here we go. A little bit more. Takes a good amount of handful. I have 10 Clydesdales on the farm. That's the leg I have to work on. It's nice that she's picking it all around. It's thankfully lacking a lot of hair. Hence why I'm doing this. So I've got one more to do. It's nice and moisturized. Get you guys somewhere safe. there. She is set for the night. She's actually gonna go inside, out of the rain. You okay? You gonna live? She's so dramatic. This is Tilly. She's probably, honestly, since I usually tell people my favorite, she's probably my least favorite on the farm. She's been here the least. Well, technically your daughter, but she's been here almost the least. And she's not the most well put together one. Well, technically she is the best bred, fanciest, blah, 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 blah. She is not mentally right. So, now that is set, we are going to make grain for the night. I'm up here in Vermont, which is Karina Poulin land, by the way. And, so, we're going to mix up their feed for the night. Okay. Starting out, most of my horses on this far side are my competition. They get half a thing of oats each. And then that big mare that you guys just saw, she's been getting a full scoop of oats. Maybe that's why she's been so misbehaving. She is really just feeling her oats. I'm a mess. Then we get a full scoop of competition, Karina. The ones on this far side don't get as much. I personally think that Karina is the best feed. It's been most studied. They put the most towards their skins. Top it off with a little bit of oil. It's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to salt your horses. In this heat, it really helps make them drink, which makes them sweat, which makes them healthier. Doesn't have to be a lot, and technically, if they're not feeling it, they'll push it to the side. Especially like that mare I just worked, she just let out a lot of sweat, so you gotta give it to her. And then of course we're gonna have my little extra one of protein, soybean. I think at this point we should just be feeding horses soybean. turning in or not? You're turning in. I'm gonna feed this out and go to bed for the night. I will see you guys. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Hopefully YouTube will love me and